Minister, I think this is an incredibly serious situation. I'm quite prepared to hear that we haven't got the full facts, because the facts, as they're being presented at the moment, are utterly outrageous, bizarre, and stretch the boundaries of credibility, to be honest. It has now even become an international talking point. But 5 cattle shot dead by members of the Defence Forces in an open field, allegedly with the sanction of the Department of Agriculture and the Gardaí, at the behest of an assignee in a bankruptcy situation, allegedly because the debt collection agency couldn't get them into a truck, and they were allegedly wilded. I mean, it's beyond belief. Now, I've heard, as we all have, the family members involved saying that the assignee didn't go through all lengths, that they didn't talk to them, that there would have been no difficulty whatsoever in cajoling the animals into the truck. I don't know whether that's true. It smacks me as unbelievable that these events could be as they are presented, but there's so much information out there now that there's an onus in the public interest to answer all these issues and make sure that they don't happen again. I mean, as Deputy Ferris said, the argument that they were wild and dangerous wouldn't appear to stack up. The argument was made that they were infected with TB and were a public health risk, but if that was the case, to test them they would have to been rounded up and taken away, put in a chute twice to be tested. So if that was possible then, why wasn't it possible to do it later on? Now, I suppose I look at these issues very much from the point of view of vegetarian, someone who's involved in animal rights and animal welfare issues anyway. I actually don't believe in killing animals, but I realise that the slaughter of animals traditionally is done with a single bolt to the head as the most humane way possible. The idea that members of the Irish Army were firing shots at animals who were galloping around a field in terror, and not a single bolt to the head, but randomly shooting at them in the middle of the day, is just beggars belief. And it does pose a couple of troubling questions that I think we need to get to the bottom of. Firstly, is it appropriate that state bodies are acting as debt collectors? That's the first thing. Secondly, I suppose, why would the Defence Forces agree to act as aid to the civil power in these situations? I mean, we know sometimes the Gardaí do call the army in, but in issues of national security or a major emergency, how in God's name could the Defence Forces perceivably have any role in a situation like this, a private, if you like, debt collection situation? It seems incredible. We're told that the Department of Agriculture were involved. I'd like to hear more about that. The state vet, for example, what personnel were present when these exercises were carried out? Was the vet there? What Department of Agriculture officials were there? And who gave the sanction that those animals should be killed in that way? Really bizarre that anybody could possibly sanction that. I'm wondering, has it been done? I'll try and seek, but it seems to me the Animal Welfare Act here must be breached. I mean, we did pass legislation here around these things. It seems that what happened would not be in compliance with what was outlined in that act. Are there issues, for example, of an offence of reckless discharge of a firearm under the Firearms Act? Could this be a possible charge that could be placed? Well, because it does seem that the activity was very reckless. So I think there are huge issues of public concern. It's caused huge trauma for loads of people, and we do, in the public interest, need a lot of answers to these issues.
Deputy, thank you.